Hello there, welcome back to our tutorial series on YouTube brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB app. And the topic for our class today is the triumphant entry of Jesus and the cleansing of the temple. And the cleansing of the temple, which is recorded in Matthew chapter 27, Mark chapter 11, as well as Luke chapter 19. Now, we start with the triumphant entry of Jesus. The triumphant entry of Jesus is a fulfillment of the prophecy of Prophet Zechariah. In Zechariah chapter 9, verses 9, where it is written that, "Rejoice, O daughter of Zion, shout aloud, O daughter of Jerusalem. Lo, your king comes to you, triumphant and victorious is he, humble and riding on a colt." So the prophecy had already been given by Prophet Zechariah before Jesus came to fulfill it. Now, at the Mount of Olives near Bethpage, Jesus sent two of his disciples to a village opposite them. There, he said they will find a donkey and a colt on which no one had sat on before. Jesus asked them to bring the animals to him. He wanted both, but in Mark and Luke's version, Jesus only asked for the colt. Now, he told his disciples that if anyone were to ask them, they should just simply say, "The Lord has need for them," and they will be allowed to go with the animals. The disciples did as Jesus had asked, and they brought the colt to him. They also spread their clothes on the colt for Jesus to sit on it. Some people spread their clothes on the road for Jesus to pass on with the colt, and some cut down branches from trees to still spread on the road for Jesus to march on with the colt. And while they were going, the multitudes were rejoicing and praising, saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest." And Luke's version recorded that while the multitudes with Jesus were rejoicing and praising him, some of the Pharisees asked Jesus to rebuke the people praising him, and Jesus told them that if they stopped, immediately stones would rise up and replace them in praising God. As Jesus neared Jerusalem, he wept for the city, for he said that the things that will make for their peace were hidden from their eyes. Now, this was how Jesus triumphantly entered Jerusalem on a colt, signifying that he was the humble Messiah that had already been prophesied in Zechariah. Now we'll look at the cleansing of the temple. After Jesus entered Jerusalem, he went to the temple. There he found people buying and selling in the temple of God. So he drove out those that were buying and selling, overturned the seats of the money changers and those selling doves, what have you. And then he rebuked them, saying, "It is written that my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have turned it into a den of thieves." He then healed the sick and the blind and lame that came to him, and he also taught in the temple. Now, while Jesus was doing this, the chief priests and the scribes, they sought to destroy him for what he had done, but they could not, because the people listened intently. They paid attention to Jesus, and from there, Jesus then went to Bethany. So that's it for the triumphant entry of Jesus and the cleansing of the temple. How Jesus triumphantly entered Jerusalem in fulfillment of the prophecy of Prophet Zechariah, and how he cleansed the temple of those that attempted to turn it into a marketplace. We then move on to the O3 Schools JAMB app to answer some questions that I handpicked from there on this topic. Up first, we have, when Jesus entered the temple in Jerusalem, he A. contended with the scribes and the Pharisees, B. read from the book of Isaiah, C. beat everyone that sold and bought, D. drove out all who sold and bought, D. he drove out those who sold and bought that attempted to turn the temple from a house of prayer into a house of selling and buying. Another question we have, why did the Pharisees criticize Jesus during the triumphal entry? A. They were jealous of Jesus' popularity. B. They believed Jesus was claiming to be the Messiah. C. They thought Jesus was a Roman sympathizer. And D. They were upset about the disruption caused by the crowd. Correct answer there is option B. They believed that Jesus was claiming to be the Messiah. The Pharisees, they did not believe that Jesus was the Messiah. So they felt that him claiming to be was blasphemy. So that was why they wanted Jesus to stop the multitudes praising him. Another question, in the Gospel according to Luke, the multitude that followed Jesus during the triumphal entry rejoiced and praised God with a loud voice because A. they realized that Jesus was a prophet from Nazareth, B. of the mighty works that they had seen done by Jesus, C. Jesus was for the first time riding on a colt, and D. they believed that Jesus would deliver them from the hands of their enemies. B, because of the mighty works that they had seen done. It is written in Luke chapter 19, verses 37. They praised him because of the mighty works that they had seen Jesus do. We also have, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. This was dash account of the triumphal entry. A, Luke's, B, Matthew's, C, John's, D, Mark's. This was Matthew's account. Another question here we have, the triumphal entry was in fulfillment of the prophecy of A. Zechariah, B. Isaiah, C. Elijah, D. Amos, was in fulfillment of the prophecy of Zechariah. There are more questions on the O3 Schools JAMB app, so if you are yet to get the app, please do well to download it now. Also, please like this video and comment if you have questions. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.